Hello and welcome to Crit Happens, a show where a group of weirdos come together to play Dungeons and Dragons. Once again, my name is TJ and I'll be serving as a dungeon master for this table of Chaos Gremlins. Jordan will not be joining us today because college students have whack schedules and he had to work. Now, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone back to Almastia. Last week we started off as Atlas greeted the party in their private room in the Shifty Settlers Tavern. After a bit of back and forth between he and the party over the specifics of what their night in the Hillside Manor entailed, Atlas asked for a private meeting with each of you, during which time he introduced a new job to Rauva and Wulf, as well as Faring, that would eventually lead the party down outside of the Dominion and into the Underdark community of Dzanth. After the party agreed to take this job, he departed, and most of you, he bedded down for the night, while Rauva and Faring went out for a walk and a mostly honest conversation. We pick up today as you all awaken from your long rest. Just for reference, the King's speech for the end of the Harvest opening festival should begin in roughly 2 hours. Right now it's right around 8 a.m. Is anybody waking up any earlier than 8 a.m.?
Well, my meditation would have ended at 7. I'll wake up a little earlier.
Okay.
Probably Chuck just wakes up because he's old. He's like, coffee.
Okay, cool. You can go back out into the tavern. So since you weren't here, it's a shifty tavern.
Okay.
So yeah, it is a very shifty tavern.
Okay.
Going out there at roughly 8 a.m. There's not many people. You see like a dark-colored tiefling that's kind of like crashed out, snoring very loudly on one of the tables. And then behind the bar, you see this probably half-orc, fairly thin-looking man with short brown hair, short tusks. He's going, "Oh, done for the evening already, huh? How can I help you?"
Coffee!
Alright. He leans back and clanks around a bit, and you hear like metal hitting. Pulls out a metal cup and puts some coffee in it. "I always like a good coffee after an orgy, too." Slides it across the table.
Ah, yes. I'm very sore.
I believe it.
Wait, question. How do you know how full his water big old water cast thing?
Yeah, so depending on how much you use to try to put out the fire, which you failed at,
Okay.
Okay.
and Farron put out later, I'd say it's probably about a third left.
Okay. I give him my water cast.
Fill this up, please.
Now for that, it's gonna cost you.
Well, sir, I came from a very extraneous exercise activity. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, but I already gave you a discount for the exercise activity, so between the coffee and that, it's gonna cost you 15 gold.
Okay.
He takes it to the back and fills it with who knows what kind of quality of water. In the shifty tavern where Chuck decided to refill his cask.
Hey, he's thirsty, alright?
Comes back and sets it down for you.
Okay.
Anything else I can do for you this morning?
He's just lost in his own world now.
He starts snapping in front of your face.
Oh, why not?
Do you need anything else?
Is it okay to order food here?
He like looks around the tavern at the empty tavern. Sure.
Because I noticed it looks a little, scary in here.
This is.
I'm scared.
Ask your friends for food.
Okay.
And he walks to the bag.
Coffee. Water. Oh, good.
Meanwhile. Get your morning stretches in.
Get the stretches in.
At this point, Wulf is still sleeping heavily. Farron is also still in meditation. Like he probably stayed up a bit longer than you did.
I'm gonna pull out the journal.
Okay.
I was reading it.
Go ahead and just make a... For that, we're going to do a wisdom check. Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at me like that. Oh no! Also, I'm gonna be getting ready for Ag 20. 22.
Okay, noted.
Putting on my makeups. Russian Hawthorne. Being good. Like that.
Okay. Hawthorne is very much uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like squirming everywhere. You have to like force him down to get to like really brush him. The hair's kind of matted. How much of this journal are you gonna read in this hour or so that you have?
Just as much as I can.
Okay. But you managed to get through about half of it.
Shredding through it.
A lot of what he writes, just in general, so you can like talk with him about it if you wish to, is about him missing his father after he left while he was back at home. What he wrote about a lot of, which is mostly what you read, is feeling like his father doesn't understand his points of view, feeling like there's only one person that really understands what he feels, and then a lot of him writing about how he has these feelings for someone and he's unsure of how to deal with them. Then a bit later he writes about you a little bit more, and specifically talking about like hanging out with you and how he thinks you're insane for spending all your time reading books. What do books matter? And then right about the time you get about halfway, which is towards the end of your reading, he writes about this high elf that he met that is just so mysterious, but also has this very domineering presence, and he's very much interested in it. So, as you finish reading up, it's around 8 a.m. At that point, you figure out where you stop. And about the time you put the book away, you notice the hat gets shifted from his eyes onto his head as he stands, and... Ah! Well... I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel as rested as I do every night. I'm going to go get some breakfast. Probably outside, maybe somewhere else. He walks over to the sleeping dwarf and kind of kicks the edge of the bed. Both. Breakfast? Lord. Stands, and the two of them start walking to the door, and he turns. Ladies, join us. You all step outside to see. Having been up for some time, it appears Chuck is sitting at the bar. The orc is standing at the other end of the bar, sort of his hands rubbing his forehead. Theron takes a long table, sort of towards the middle, and gestures to it for all of you, and gives a high-pitched whistle that points to you and points to a seat. Sits down. All right. So, eventually, JJ comes over. The orc. All right, folks. Your grandpa already asked for food. I figured I'd wait till the rest of you get out of here because I honestly just don't want to deal with him anymore.
Potatoes!
How did I not see that coming?
Sorry, he has Alzheimer's.
He got something.
Sorry, he is a potato.
I've never seen a group of such wide variety come in here, have an orgy, and then come out here for breakfast. Now, your tall Heil friend, he didn't come back in the middle of the night for round 3 or anything.
No, he'd already visited a few others, so he was pretty tired.
Oh. And what makes you want a grandpa in your orgy circle?
Experience matters.
Wulf looks up. He's really a terrific lover.
Really?
Of course.
Thank you.
Hold his hand.
I haven't felt this kind of warmth in a long time. Feels nice.
JJ's jealous.
JJ is right. JJ sort of like smiles and nods and looks down a bit. Well, we got an order of taters, and the rest of you?
Take some. I'll take a traditional Hasani breakfast.
Alright.
Do you know how to make a Viridian breakfast?
Where are my dice?
Nice.
Doesn't have any dice out.
My dice out.
Benjamin, forgot dice. What's going on?
I was gonna roll dice in my head and it's all gonna be in that 20s. Oh, no cheese dice? Cheese dice! No!
Favorite.
Never really left between our fakes, no.
Can I just get some meat and potatoes?
Meat and taters, got it.
You got your eggs, you got your bacon, you got your hash browns. Biscuits and gravy. American, exactly! But
That makes sense. It's kind of funny. It makes sense because Viridia is based on an American state. So yeah, that zero session joke that I made sense later. There we go. Yeah, I can do eggs and bacon and toast. Eggs and toast, if you will.
Don't do it.
Sir!
I'm gonna sock you in the face if you do it.
Sir!
Rude.
I heard you have eggs and ham. Can I have eggs and ham with my
I did not say anything about ham.
Any ham?
I said bacon.
Bacon sounds good. Can you do specialty?
Bacon wrapped potatoes, and that's all. With eggs. Now be quiet.
No.
Oh.
I can chop bacon up and put it into my potatoes.
The most thought out thing he's ever done.
And I'm not gonna do it. You just want a bunch of random foods put on a plate. You wanted Hasatan breakfast. You want bacon and potatoes.
And eggs.
So you just want like a breakfast bowl.
Yes!
Did you say that?
I don't know. What are bowls?
Right. And he looks towards Wulf. I'll have what do you think is this?
Winks.
Yeah. Sausage it is.
Oh.
And, oh yeah, you missed out on this. JJ's very much into Wulf.
He slipped a note.
He slipped him a note about wanting to meet in his room.
I'm kidding. Funny. Nice.
Farron. Oh, well. I'll have the Viridian thing as well. Sounds interesting. Never had bacon before.
You're gonna love it.
Looking forward to it. And the whole check will be on that one. Points to Chuck.
Pay nothing? I'll pay
Right.
a portion.
You're not paying nothing.
I'll pay a portion.
JJ looks and smiles, and that can be arranged. And he walks to the back.
Thanks, Chuck, for covering our food. Wow,
Really, thank you for
wow, thanks. Wow.
Well, guy.
what a kind and generous soul you are.
Oh, sure. Nothing for my friends. Do I gotta do something later?
We've got a few ideas.
Can I know?
The first one might be not using magic in the streets.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
We can talk about it.
I don't like this.
Very fishy.
No, nothing fishy.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually allergic to fish. So. It's not true.
Okay.
I've never heard of anybody that lived in Desant that was allergic to fish. So,
Interesting. Okay.
are you all right? So, enjoying your meals. Is there any other conversation you all wish to have before going on about the day?
Okay. So, I'm gonna put out the 4 books from that series of books, the 13 ones. Alright. So, I figured we could all pick a book and read it, and then share the information about it so we can get through it faster so Rauva doesn't have to do all the work. Who wants which book?
I already know what I'm picking. Simon's saying. She's been eyeing that book.
So, remaining is Shivari Honey's second Amma.
I will take Shafari.
Nice.
You want to read a book?
Chuck just grabs a random book. He's like, I don't know why.
No, close your eyes and pick one.
He's like,
I pick.
Uh-oh.
he just picks whatever.
Amma.
Ooh. Interesting.
And then Wulf will take hunting sec. You write that down so I can make sure he knows. One of you. Okay. Okay. So, your books are dispersed accordingly. Is he whining?
Yeah.
Right, but I'm just glad I don't have to read anything now. A lot of you can do all of it.
She's gonna look at the book. Not anymore.
You're really the worst person I've ever. He sticks into his bag reluctantly.
Learn some.
I'm smarter than you. Could you got a dead fish? Wait, hold on.
What?
Would you be able to gut a dead animal on the side of the road in a matter of minutes
Really?
and not lose any meat? I don't believe you for some reason. Who is this guy?
What?
Wait, who are all of you?
I have.
Wow,
With my dad.
I had not.
My dad would take me out of the cave almost every day.
Oh, nice cave. Like a cave in the Underdark, or
We were in a cave. We live in a cave.
You'd like to say camp one more time?
Cave people.
cave people.
It's very beautiful.
Speaking of which, when are we gonna visit? I always wanted to go to the Underdark.
Well, we're gonna be taking an order out there.
We have an order out there?
Well, Athens was telling us last night. I think you were out using the restroom or something.
Probably something.
Maybe asleep. Who knows?
Oh no, you went to the old lady.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you had to go visit her while they had this conversation. Anyways, so Atlas was telling us last night that there's a job that we can take from Atlan. That can get us the ability to start working for the Empire by taking a shipment of goods and resources from here down to Zenth.
Oh, like what kinds of goods and resources? Like
Foods.
just generals?
Yeah. The biggest thing they need down there is probably medicinal stuff and herbs. It's a bit harder to grow the herbs to grow specific medicines and potions with no sunlight.
Okay, sounds good. So I guess we're gonna do that in a couple days or so.
Right, well, we'll go down and deal with whatever is in that cellar.
Yeah, and then we're supposed to meet with Atlan in a couple of hours.
After the speech from the king.
Are we from the central part of town where the speech is held?
It's about, I think we said a half hour's walk.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So in a carriage, probably not that.
Yeah, if you guys took the cart, it'd be like probably 15 minutes.
We should take the carts.
Yeah. And Atlas suggested that you stay behind in the cart while we speak to him. Just because you're... If you change purple...
Might be good then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured I could do a bit of the grounded bar. Figured I could not trust in the barkeep. Sus.
Change.
Chicken.
Change it, you know, do a little
Fix my face.
Flourish.
fix it.
My face.
Yeah, sometimes.
Add a little bit of...
It's a-
If that's the case, then I'm sure you're fine to go. Unless you can like see through that kind of thing.
Oh.
I don't know what kind of mage he is. I don't think any of us have ever met him. Except for Wulf.
Ah! Bring up the...
Oh, the card?
Yeah.
Oh, what magic?
Evocation, abjuration, and his specialty is necromancy. Speed.
Scion is unfamiliar to all of you.
Yeah.
Evocation is like elemental magic. Abjuration is protection magic. What was the third? Oh, and then
Necromancy.
Necromancy is necromancy. I think everyone knows what that is. Do you know what necromancy is?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Evil dark magic.
If I could get the cloak to wear over myself, I could probably join. Maybe like cloak and the mask or something.
Is the festival you could just be in costume again.
I'm still in costume.
I mean, somebody.
I changed that.
Chuck just still looks like Samuel.
Yeah, forever. Although at this point, I have a little bit of scruff coming in. It's been about a week and a half, so it's got a decent amount of scruff. So, you all have about, at this point, probably about an hour and 15-ish. So, is there anything else you all wish to discuss before moving on?
Yeah, I'll ask Baron if are you gonna be covered? I'm meeting with the king or Atlan.
I think it's important for him to know that there are drow here taking the job.
Okay.
So I'm going to not.
Okay.
But if you wish to remain anonymous, you should. Or not so much anonymous as undetectable.
I will think about it.
Start meditating.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to be honest with him. I might even tell him who I am. Really, Chester? It's that big for you, huh? Alright guys, the dog's being a baby today. He's very needy. So you're gonna see him a lot more.
Chester.
I think it's the first time he's actually gonna be on camera, so this is Chester. He's disgusting. He's... I can't say that.
He smells funky.
He smells like stale Fritos.
Yeah,
Not a sponsor.
He looks like a rat.
Stale Fritos.
A lot of the time whenever we cut out things because we have to take a Chester break because we're dealing with him and he's off camera, but he's on camera now, so. So,
Huh?
you were having a conversation with Theron.
Oh, I thought it was over.
I know, I'm just saying.
Oh.
Well, we're all done with our meals. Should we gather our things and start heading towards the festival?
Yeah, I think so.
To make like
He
a
wants good seats.
Instagram.
Do you have a cloak already that you can use? Okay.
If she didn't, I would have given her mine.
I was going to offer her mine as well, since I'm not going to cloak. Right then. Well,
Too many cloaks.
too many cloaks
Too many cloaks.
for a group of no rogues.
That's nice. It's just my aesthetic. Oh well, one of our purple.
Oh yeah.
My aesthetic.
So, as you all load up into the cart, Theron is choosing to leave his horse here. Your horse is in Senros.
You will run.
That's what Theron. Actually, Theron's gonna run up front with Cool.
I want to take my horse.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you all make your way through town, you know your way there. You notice a lot of people migrating towards the center of town, towards the city, towards the King's Hall, otherwise known as the Kassar Citadel. All variety of people, a lot of Underdark, like dwelling people that are uncloaked walking out right now.
Yeah, I rolled and she's not going close.
Great. And I am sitting in the cart you're going to begin.
Yeah. Whenever we like get there.
You gonna attempt her too? Wulf leading the cart and Theron sort of just running in front. Theron takes off his hat and ties his hair a bit more tightly. He kind of reaches through and puts his hat behind. He takes off the vest and just has his white button up and his jeans on. Takes the chaps off and sets them back as well. Looking a lot more clean and cut right now than usual. He then grabs his old coat.
The chat.
He then grabs his old black coat and puts that on top. Cleaning himself up a bit. looking less like a cowboy and more like a prince. Riding up. At the Citadel, there are hundreds of people of all races. All of the shops that are here for the Harvest Festival are busily getting food or drink out. All the games are busy. You hear people shouting and screaming. At the front, just to recap what this looks like, the center here is outside of the walls of the Citadel, but there is no gate to get into the Citadel. It's just an open pathway. The Citadel itself has about 50 stairs, very wide set, probably 50 feet across, climbing up to what would ultimately be about a 15-foot increase before this pillared sandstone building. The way that I picture the building itself is like the same sort of architecture as like the Lincoln Memorial, but outside of a building. So very squared off and small step-based increase for the roof. The large doorway is open right now, and you can see inside a fireplace far back, lit. There are guards everywhere, Warforged guards. Currently, you see that there's a chair set at the base of that long 50-step stairway. It is a gold throne. Excuse me. A gold throne with purple, like velvet upholstery. There are harvested crops and flowers everywhere showing and standing out. The people here look to be having a really great time. You all at this point have about an hour if you wish to go about the festival and, you know, get a drink, play a game. Anything you all wish to do.
Is Hank's hut out?
It is, and it is open.
I'm gonna link arms. Wait, are we all are they out of their cart?
I assume everyone's worked their way out of the cart. And...
I'm gonna link arms with Lily, and I'm gonna link arms with Chuck, and like, follow me.
But I want to explore.
No, you're going to try this hut.
Theron is following behind readily. I assume you guys are going to park your horse and the carriage at the King's Hall, which is directly across from that open gateway, because you guys technically have rooms there as well.
Yeah.
Right now, you guys are paying for 2 different rooms. So, looking around, everybody make a perception check real quick. Knowing that Atlas is supposed to be here, you know, you guys would probably take a quick glance. And make a couple of... Wow, Theron made a natural 1 for that. Too focused on Hank.
Him? 17? 13? Nice! Let's get it!
You two, being grabbed and forced with Lily, are not focused on anything other than the sounds and colors and smells. The way I would describe the smell is think of like hay and pumpkin spice and like apple cider thrown together. Very sweet. Very sweet, but it's also very savory like underneath it, you know? It smells like a fairy without the cow poop. So, Rauva, you don't notice Atlas necessarily, but you see a tall, probably 9-foot figure, currently at another drink cart with long flowing black hair facing away from you, 20-ish yards the other direction.
When we get to the hut, I'm gonna pull out the cup. Like, I see you.
No response.
Ah, rats. It's fine. If he's still there, I'll find him.
For now, as you all approach, it's about, I think I said it was about 4 feet across, 6 feet across and in diameter. It is a barrel. It stands about 10 feet tall. It's like I said, 4 feet or 6 feet across in diameter. And the front, it's on its side, the front opens up like this. Inside there is an orc, very big and burly, who is readily, with a huge smile on his face, huge tusks, handing out these these copper mugs that are covered or wrapped with like what looks to be a handmade koozie, essentially, of some kind. There's a bit of a line as you all walk up. It takes like 5 minutes to get to the front. But when you do, he looks at you. Oh! Friends!
I brought friends to try this out. I just had to bring them to try your delicious drinks.
Great to see you all. My name is Hank.
Hi, Hank.
Welcome to Hank's Hut. I have a couple of options for you. We have Infjord once again, which is fire wine. It's hot wine. We have this. It's to make it easy for you. It's hot chocolate with a bunch of alcohol in it. And then we have a hot cider today. The hot chocolate itself will put the dwarf on his arse. So be prepared for that. I assume for you and gestures towards Theron, hot chocolate then. Theron, aye, of course. And for the rest of you, not a problem.
Hot chocolate?
Alright?
No.
Can I have a hot chocolate but without the alcohol?
That's not possible,
Why not?
because it's already made.
Oh,
Just either. I don't think you can.
No.
The name is ours. Sip.
hot chocolate.
I mean, I can do a little bit less alcohol,
Okay.
because I add more when I make it.
Ah, yes.
Alright, and he reaches down and sets 3 cups out. One of them has on the koozie, a little scarecrow on it. The next one has like 3 stacked layers of hay with like pumpkins all over it. The next one has a little ghost. And then the last one has basically like what looks to be a hag's face. Carved into it, like a witch, kind of. Oh, and then there's another cup. I forgot there's 5 of you, not 4. Wolf's gonna take a hot chocolate as well. And he's and the last cup has jack-o'-lantern. So, does anybody? Well, you're the only one not getting a hot chocolate. Do you have a preference in one of these?
Take the ghost.
All right,
Take the cake pumpkin.
all right.
Booga booga ghost.
Another option: a witch, a jack-o'-lantern, and a scarecrow.
Jackal.
Right. Theron, I'll take a scarecrow. You then the witch, Wolf, or not Wolf, the dwarf. So he begins by dipping his ladle into the wine, filling a cup, throwing his cherry pick into it, and handing Rauva hers. Then he sets the 4 of the 5 cups aside, and fills them each with like 3 seconds of some sort of clear liquid, and then scoops chocolate into those 4. Puts a bunch of like chocolate syrup on top, and then whipped cream, and then a marshmallow into that, and hands those of you wanting hot chocolate, minus you, your drink. For yours, he dumps for about a second, and does the same. Alright. So, is this going to be separate or all together? Alright. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It'll be 1 gold. It's 10 silver. Thank you. And he pockets it.
I want to give him 10 gold.
Thank you so much, my friend. Pockets it. If you all want any more, please come back. I'm happy to help you.
Of course. I love your shop.
And I love having you all around. So, as you all collect your drinks, you notice now that there are more warforged beginning to line the outside of the walkway towards that throne. And 4 of them come out holding a large cloth that they set down in front of the throne and begin pushing down a red and purple cloth all the way to the front entrance. So, what would you all like to do? At this point, you know that it took you guys about 15-ish minutes to get your drinks, so you probably have another 30-ish before you need to find a solid standing place or seat. You want to try to find a seat. There are chairs set out to sit in, but there are not a lot available. So you'll have to fight for one if you want to sit.
Any stands that sell masks around?
Make an investigation check. You mean like decorative masks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for the the dark. Well.
No. But there is a face painting booth.
Look at that.
Okay. Walking up to it, there is currently a red tiefling who's seated at the booth. He has very short and spiky hair with like frosted tips. Black with frosted tips. Very bad. He has on his horns, he has that typical like metal casing a lot of tieflings get, but it has this long chain that hangs down almost to his like chest and back up to his ear, connecting to like an earring. He has a solid set of gold teeth, and his eyes are like bloodshot with like bits of red in it. It's almost like they're solid black with bits of red and bloodshot. Eyes walk up. Oh, hello there, another tiefling. Would you like to have your face painted?
Painting, do you do like whole face skeleton stuff, or I don't know.
I'll paint your whole body if you want that.
That's alright, just the face.
I can do skeletons. I can do bugbears. I can do a hag. I can be a hag. I can make you a hag. You'd be a beautiful hag. I can make you an angel. I can make you a piece of bread if you want to be that.
Like a skull face. Yeah, like covering my entire face. Something to make it more festive, and maybe it match this cloak I'm wearing.
So just the front of her face or the sides as well?
Whole thing.
Alright. Please have a seat. And he like pulls this seat out and sets it down. And remove whatever earrings, whatever any jewelry, anything you need to take off of your face. Do that now. So, we're getting ready for that. Are you all gonna just sit here and watch? Or are you gonna go do something?
We're at the booth with them, right?
Apparently.
Chuck kind of long, so
You
it's
guys
just one or
might
the other.
want to save me a seat up there. Jumped.
We'll go find a seat for everyone.
Chuck wants to find a toy.
That way the people that are here can enjoy the festival.
What was that one shop that we went to?
Bards and Nobles?
No!
The Treasures Trove?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's relatively close to the area. About 5 minutes, I believe, is what we said for the walk from here.
Alright. I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Chuck just wants to find a toy.
Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna ask him if he wants to come along.
Sure, why not? I'm not going to sit here and watch this interaction. Two of you begin walking off.
Oh, nice. 17.
You're looking for some kind of toy, like a kid's toy?
Or just a toy to entertain myself.
There is like a kiosk that sells like an assortment of toys. They've got like the marionette puppets. They have stuffed animals. They've got like they're like wooden snakes. They've got the marshmallow guns. They've got like spinning wooden tops.
Chuck gets a marionette, like one of the
You can
Oh, no.
roll a D100.
D100.
So you'll hit the.
Okay. 52.
Okay, so it is like looks like it's essentially a goblin, a very small little marionette with very long strings. The person at the kiosk is just this human woman with very tightly braided blonde hair, and she helps you to find one that has a long enough string to be on the ground while you're standing with your 7 feet height. It's a goblin it's like a very plump little female goblin. So that's going to cost you 5 gold.
3.
Make a persuasion check.
Let's see how this goes.
Not a bad roll.
Ooh, 17.
Four.
Deal!
Alright. He sets it in the kiosk drawer and shuts it. For you, looking for the treasure trove, you do find it. It is still open, but you see as you walk in that the woman, the older human woman, is working on locking up. She's like beginning to like pack things up and put things away. Oh, hello there. Lots of clothes. Is there anything I can help you with? Of what variety?
I actually was gonna look, but I can come tomorrow.
That would probably be best. I have to be there because I'm going to set up a kiosk at the end of the speech to sell some merchandise for what he's going to say.
Okay.
So either that or later this evening even would be fun.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you later.
I'll see you very soon.
very upset, but it's fine.
Oh gosh.
She might have something there at the kiosk too. You can check out the speech. Okay. So, for you, let me make a performance check for this guy. Yeah, makes sense. So, as he... Go ahead and close your eyes and just put yourself in a very happy place.
Okay.
He, like, uses his fingers to help you close your eyes.
Ew!
And he begins painting your face. It takes about 15-ish minutes. Around which point, if the two of you are going to head back, you'd probably arrive around the time that this gets finished. Conveniently. As you all walk up, you notice him throw a towel over her face. He turns and... Alright, friends have returned. Are you ready to see the masterpiece that is my work?
Yes.
And he grabs the towel and throws it off, and she just has like a pure white face with like black lines. That's it.
Ah,
It's terrible.
How do I look? Sorry, I can't see myself right now. Your face says everything. What do I look like?
Sorry. And he grabs a mirror, and he puts it out in front of you, and you see you're just like white with black lines.
God, this is terrible. I could do a better job than this. I'm gonna take his paints and I'm gonna fix it.
He rolled a natural 1.
21.
Okay, yeah, you managed to add in some lines and some shape to it a bit. Well, if you can do so much better, why'd you even come? Well, the rental fee is going to cost you 20 gold.
20 gold? You did crap.
But then you took my paints without asking.
How about I buy your pants so you don't have to do this to anyone else?
Oof.
Make a persuasion check. Okay, persuasion or intimidation. Let me know which one you're going to roll.
Persuasion.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
That'll do.
That'll do.
Fine then. And he grabs them out of your hands and throws it onto this tan metal box, shuts it and locks it, and throws it over to you. Get out of my sight. He like spits on the floor.
Maybe learn to paint, so I'm just gonna walk away.
Maybe learn to be nicer.
Well, I'm walking away.
As we're walking, I went, sleep.
I bet you won't.
I'm gonna find you.
You don't even know who I am.
I'm gonna start walking away.
He,
I'm gonna start writing things in my journal. I'm gonna follow this man.
Josh is scared. He has his puppet. He's like,
oh, you want to fight, huh?
I wasn't ready for that.
Face
We're gonna kick your butt!
Darren looks at you a bit confused. Well, I see you found yourself a toy.
Yes, help me. You're helping me now. I like my friends in my home. Very bored, so. Well, friend, I like my friend.
What's his name?
Stumpy.
This is just me. Has that been racist?
Fine, not Stumpy. Charles.
It's a woman.
It's a woman named Charles.
Oh,
No, keep it.
Keep it.
Charlie.
I think you made it worse. But sure.
Charles. Charles.
Should we go find Wulf?
How would he be able to manage to get seats? He's so small.
He's noble.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's polite.
Pull out his phone.
I have a family.
I have been. Oh no! I have a family.
I have a family. So, everyone make an investigation check trying to find Wulf. And I will make a roll to see how good the seats you got. You've got to be kidding me.
Rats.
Ah.
Oh.
Nat 1. So 2 with investigation.
I got 2.
I got a 5. We're all screwed.
Let's see shit.
Oh my gosh! I just want it to be known for everyone. In the last rolls, I've made 2 and you all made a roll. No one rolled over 10.
Screwed.
And I'll see how hard it is for you to find him in a second. So walking around a bit, the chairs are filling up quickly. And Wulf is small.
Yeah.
So as you all continue looking around, it takes you guys realizing you've got just a few minutes. You guys cannot find him. So begin looking around a bit more frantically, and Theron kind of like steps up onto like the side wall, trying to see if he can see higher. He's like, "Well, we might just have to stand a bit." And then you all hear a very like high-pitched whistle, and Wulf managed to see you all. The only roll has been over 10.
Nice.
And you all see he's in the very back corner, on the opposite side, sitting like in the last row. But there are seats for each of you. Making your way over there, you all manage to sit down. Essentially, these like the metal folding chairs with like a cushion on them. And Wulf, as you all sit down, "Oh, I was able to pull some strings with my nobility and get us some pretty decent seats, I'd say.
Okay, these are so good.
Yeah, pretty
I
good."
can see. I can see so clearly.
Right. He kind of sits down in his seat while he's
You didn't find a seat for my new friend. Charles, right? I need something better.
Charles. That's a woman.
I made a mistake, okay? Just go with it. You little short fry. Who's the one who found us bad seats?
Yeah. There is a couple of people walking around. They're warforged. They're wearing like the baseball, like strap with like with a box. There are currently 3 walking. One of them is selling what looks to be like bottled beverage of some kind. Another it looks to be selling popcorn. And then the third looks to be selling something else completely, just like they're in little boxes. The first one that comes to you all is the drinks. "Hello there. I have a box of beverages. Anyone thirsty?"
I'm good. I'm gonna continue to see chocolate.
I have a drink.
Alright, but if you need anything, please just shout for a drink. No outside beverages. Ha.
Do you have water?
Yes?
I'll buy water for you then.
That'll be 3 silver. Moments go by, you all see a few like a small band form on the staircase. Get over there. Oh, most things are. A small band began to form on the staircase and began playing some music. And then the second walks over. "Oh, if anybody's interested, I have popcorn for sale. Popcorn, anyone?" And he stops in front of you all. "Hello, group of friends. Popcorn?"
Thank you.
Nah, that's big breakfast.
No.
Baron's like, "Wow, what about objects? I'll take 2 popcorn, please." Yeah, he's buying one for you all. And he hands the man a couple of silver. "Thank you." Puts it into his pouch and hands 2 popcorn. Farron's like, "Here you go. I know you're broke after all." And he leans back and starts eating
Yeah,
popcorn.
after that Barnes and Noble's adventure, I'm broke. Overpriced.
Then the bands begin playing a little bit more like triumphant music. Not quite fanfare yet, but beginning to play more music that's like preparatory. And the last comes up. I understand you all are sitting far in the back. So if anybody's interested, I have opera glasses here. Opera glasses.
Shoot, I'll take one.
I'll pick one.
2 gold per pack.
That's a rip.
1.
Gold per.
I suppose that's better. I'm so sorry. 2 gold per glasses.
I'll get 2.
Here you go, and that'll be 4 gold. Thank you.
I'll also purchase 2.
Here you go. That'll be 4 gold. Aaron's like, oh, as you should. Takes it out, puts them on, and he's looking around. You have 2 as well? You keeping them both for yourself?
No.
No.
Hawthorne's sitting on my. I'm gonna put one on my friend.
Okay.
Great, Hawthorne, you can watch me.
And you, sir? All right. Then Wulf will buy one as well. So, at this point, as the last one walks away, you notice the Warforged that are out selling things, and they're like kind of like standing around, all leave and go to the front of the building. The band sort of separates, and the specific like buglers come out and begin playing out some triumphant music. Let me. This.
Very triumphant.
Triumphant.
Isn't exactly it, but it's better. We get letting out like a fanfare, like dun 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 dun, and then you first see 5 warforged, all carrying large weapons. 3 of which carrying long guns on their back. Another 1 carrying just a simple sidearm, and then a third not carrying any weapons, but holding what looks to be a large like war hammer, but not so much as a weapon, more like for preparation. The 5 of them walk out and make a small semicircle behind the throne. And then out walks the family of the king. So there is a tall woman, tiefling with like ram's horns, who is red, and she walks out and sits sort of like off to the side a bit, holding the hand of a small, also red, looks to be male, about maybe 10 years old, somewhere between like 5 and 10, who sits off to the side, and the audience applauds as they come out. And then another chair is brought out and set down a bit smaller next to the throne by a few more warforged, as the next figure walks out is about probably, I'd say, between 7 and 8 feet tall. They're mostly bald with just one ponytail with red painted tattooed forehead, as Atlan walks out, waves a bit with his long fingers, and sits cross-legged in his chair. And then a few moments pass by before the trumpeting stops, and the entire band begins to play this low chord, and it ascends and it ascends and it ascends to a very bright, vibrant tone as King Hasatan walks out. King Hasatan has connected in the center these deep purple antlers. He's a very, very purple tiefling. Very thin, almost sickly thin. And he wears these long robes. And he walks out with a scowl on his face, doesn't wave. And he sits down in his throne as the band continues to play for a bit. And him and Outlaw converse. You all are free to have any small bits of conversation as the crowd speaks a bit more, waiting for him to prepare for the speech. You all wish to say anything? You're just going to sit watching this.
Am I sitting by?
I sit next to Farron, because I'm assuming it's. I thought it's from the from the inside. There's Wulf, Farron, Rauva, and then I thought like probably Lily, Chuck.
I'm gonna lean over to Lily and like, oh, that's pretty ugly.
Yeah, like, I forgot his race. It was like gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's a gift. You notice the 5 Warforged behind the king? You know those guys?
No, but I do know that they have their own special, I guess, almost not an occupation, but their own special, I guess their own specialties. Like they're named for whatever they do.
Yeah. I heard that the gunner, I'm gonna point to the gunner.
Mm-hmm.
The gunner killed one of the followers of Anna in the streets.
And the one that she points out is one that has a very large like shotgun on his back, and then a very large like semi-automatic pistol looks to be clutched to his waist. This one does not have holsters or anything. They're simply stuck to his body, probably like by some sort of magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very wide build cap specifically that he wears like kind of like backwards currently.
Yeah, the gunner usually takes care of most of the kills for the religious people in the city, but you know, sometimes the other 4 do it.
Terrifying.
Yeah, so maybe keep distance from those 5. They're a
Yeah.
little scary.
Farron sort of just, well, this is quite a bit of theatrics, I'd say.
Really is.
Yeah, every year it's so extra.
All for a man. That terrorist, man. Also, it's just me. He looks like he's about to throw up. Almost like Chuck. Farron's gonna like reach around the 2 ladies and smack you in the back of the head. Don't snore so loud.
I knew it. Keep your grubby hands off me.
Charles just sits on his like stomach, looking at him menacingly. You put the haunted marionette.
I kind of look at Charles like,
Shut up!
Flick her nose.
yeah.
Shut up!
And then I'm like,
Bro.
Perhaps we should have left him in the cart.
ooh, that was my new weapon.
Stop.
Kidding, no.
Charles with them.
Volk sort of just off to the side. You know, I've gone to a lot of events, but I've never been to a noble event for like this specific thing. Wonder how much money goes into this kind of thing.
Probably lots.
As this is happening, another one of the Warforged and the King's Guard steps out and walks to the front and unholsters their sidearm. It's a revolver. So like points it out to the center of the crowd and then up into the air. He lets off 3 shots. Then he walks back as the king stands. Atlan stands as well and places a wand to the king's throat and then sits back down. And the king... Hello, citizens of Minarfig. For those who do not know me, I am King Azazel Hasatan. Thank you for coming to this culmination of the Harvest's first festival. For the last 3 days, we've been out here partying, drinking, giving money to the small business in the area. And I can't thank you enough for that. Every year at the harvest, the king should stand and give some sort of presentation. A way to say thank you for all of the hard work you do. But that is hard to do. Things are happening the way that they are. There is a group that is trying to stop progress. Now, who here wants to stop progress? We see... Then he gestures to a section in the back where you see the majority of the like undercommon individuals, underdog individuals seem to all be sitting sort of in the same relative area. Sort of how they all live in the same relative area. Where we have people like Duragar sitting mere feet away from High Elves. I don't understand where these people come from, but perhaps they just don't know. We have, and he gestures into the sky and looks up, thousands of airships and cable cars and innovative technologies. Look at these warforged all around us, serving us. Innovation has thrived in this dominion. Now that we don't have the issues, or shouldn't, with religion stopping us from wanting to be who we are because our gods say we shouldn't, or magic because we think that we can be lazy and make things happen by just flicking our wrists. Now that we have to do something for ourselves, we have made Twinarfeg better. We've made them work harder. For the harvest, we no longer have just send out some sort of spell to collect our things. We get out there, we pick our corn ourselves. Or, that's not enough, we build something to do it for us. Rather than having to train up our children to fight in armies, we simply make these gestures towards the King's Guard behind him. The beginning of harvest means the beginning of the breeding season for Warforged. For the next 6 months, you'll see, hopefully, small enough children of them sent off to train and learn, be put into our militaries. Innovation is progress. Going back to the archaic beliefs of religion, where a god says, hey, I like you, congratulations, you can cast a spell now. Or even spells in themselves, where I'd rather sit down and watch my broom clean the house by itself. We aren't lazy in this dominion. But as I said, there are people that want us to be. We've been watching closely, and we launched an attack and have collected many members of a small insurgents out of Facet. We believe they might be setting up shop now in Port Zos. The same ones that robbed the train and murdered 150 innocent people. So, back to the happy festivities. Congratulations to all of you on the wonderful harvest. And encourage you to continue seeking the aid of the Empire wherever you can. If your family is in need of food, ask and it will be given. If you're someone that traveled all the way from the Underdark of Dezanth, know that we are there for you and sending food your way, despite the fact you're outside of our empire. We provide for those in need. We always have and always will. For those that leave the empire seeking a refuge elsewhere, know that expansion is coming. Your time to hide is done. Happy harvest. Be well. And he walks back to his seat. The band begins to play a little bit, but nobody leaves yet. You kind of get the vibe that there's going to be more to come. You all are free to have any conversation you wish to have in the meantime.
I miss.
Everything.
Okay.
I'm playing with Charles for a little bit.
How did you?
All right.
Okay, Judge just being playing, this little puppet. That's fine.
Aaron sort of leans forward and looks towards you all. We're going to provide anything, huh? Always have, always will. Interesting. They say progress and I say murder. Thoughts from you? I don't know. I'm biased.
Well, I mean, progress is great and all, but nobody has freedom.
It makes it sound like they do.
Yeah. He's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just very funny to me how he rejects the practice of magic, claiming that it makes people lazy, but he uses other people to do his work for him. As if that doesn't already make him and the rest of Orvin lazy as well. It just doesn't make any sense.
The irony is he doesn't think that they're people.
I know.
Though the Warforged are made to do things, they're still people.
They still have souls.
Shouldn't be forced.
And to be fair, the Warforged weren't made to do things to begin with.
Yeah.
They were born to live. That's what Kron saw when he helped get them started.
Mhm.
And a few moments pass, and the band quiets, and Atlan stands and walks to the front, tapping his throat with the wand once. Hello, citizens of Albastia. I am Atlan Dravis. I am the head Master Arcanist for the Sunny Dominion. Pleasure to see you all today. I'm glad to know that although progress happens, magic does have its place for the nobility. I wanted to give a report, as we always do, on the status of our schools. Very recently, we have begun small work on shifting work, the primary schools up in Ethran, to make it more focused on Warforged training specifically. Happy to announce that the School of Senros will be getting an upgrade as well, as that is going to become the new center for nobility to train, while Ethron has turned to more of a manufactural basis. With that in mind, I've elected a new dean of each of the colleges in the last few days, as well as a new president of the university. My pleasure now to introduce you to them. First, the Dean of the College of General Studies. And he gestures towards the door as this very plump-looking human woman comes walking out with a big smile on her face. She's short, but not like halfling. And she's like very, 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 very pale with very rosy cheeks and a very tight, like, French braid. And she comes down and, oh, I'm just so happy to finally have a chance to speak to some people. Hi, I am Rosie Bidet. I will be serving as the Dean of the College of General Studies at the University of Senros. I encourage you, even if you are a bit of nobility that does not have a magical focus student, send them our way. We make the best merchants, the best politicians. We make the best people out of your students. Thank you. And she walks off to the side a bit. Now I'm happy to introduce the Dean of the College of Bards. And a familiar face for some of you, as Iris comes walking out. She's an older human woman with a bun, very like messy teacher's bun, you know. She's wearing the Bard's robes. She kind of hobbles out and whispers something to Atlan as he taps her throat. Oh, and her voice echoes louder than it should. I am Iris. I'm happy to have accepted this position as the Dean of the Bard's College of Senros. We at the Bard's College are happy to spread joy through word, through song, through laughter, through lore or education. We are making some changes, and I encourage you, if you are a bit of nobility, send your bards my way. Thank you. And she walks to sit next to Rosie. And now, it's my pleasure to announce the dean of the College of Arcane Studies. Now, before he comes out, this is a bit of a newer face to the scene. He did work a bit back in Ethran, but you all may know who he is from his time. And he gestures to the door as Atlas comes walking out. And Atlas stands and clears his throat. I don't wish to say much, but I encourage you, send your people my way. Can I get everyone to make an insight check?
Yeah.
19?
Well,
Good to know.
oh,
Only Sydney beat the DC.
oh. Of course, I'm kidding. Of course.
Sister be winking.
He's like, yes.
Adorable chest door.
And then as Atlas finishes, he turns and waves a bit and walks back in through the doors rather than standing with the other deans. Now, with that in mind, I am happy to announce the new president of the College of Senros. This individual is a bit different than you and I. He is older, he is smarter, and he's been working in education since he was a small boy. His dream, what he told me, was that one day he would have the chance to teach students more than just the basics. And he'd be able to make people into men and women. He grew up in the Underdarks of Xanth, was raised there, and then eventually saw the benefits of Senros. Moved his way there, and began teaching at the small grade schools there. And on one of my trips there to begin working with Atlas in the Mages College, I came across him and had to immediately take him up to the university. So now, gestures back, and you all watch as this. He's about 10 feet tall. He walks on 2 humanoid legs, but he has 3 other legs coming out of his back that are spider-like. His head is a spider's head. He has 8 eyes and pincers and a mouth. And he's completely covered in fur. Think like a tarantula, but his bottom 2 legs, rather than being spider-like, are human. At least they appear to be in the clothes he's wearing. He's wearing a suit and a red tie. And he comes out and stands in. Hello! I am Timothy Tarantulas. I know I'm a bit scary. Most spiders you see you crush. But I was able to live my life as more like the rest of you. So, I, Professor Tarantulas, am happy to accept this position as president of the University of Senros. We are a college, meaning we are for nobility only. But if you are a family out there that is not nobility, I encourage you to seek the status. The College of Senros is something special. Please, my door is open anytime. Send me a letter. Stop by. I'm excited to see you and your students. And he kind of like raises his human hands and claps a bit and walks and stands over next to the other 2. Atlas turns. With that in mind, from this day forth, the College of Ephron is closed to nobility. We will be focusing solely on Senros. We are also happy to announce the Nobility Inclusion Program for the families that didn't come into the Hassani Dominion as people of great background. If you've lived here long enough and are providing enough to the Empire, paying the proper taxes, you can get a badge just like we have and send your students to a college like Zenros. Now, I welcome one more time King Hasatan for closing statements. And he sits back down, and Azazel stands and looks and nods towards Atan. So, you'll have heard it. Progress continues despite rebellion and hate. If you're out there and you're encouraging this hateful rhetoric against our dominion, you will be crushed. If you're someone who I know that used to be a bit of our people, if you're a nobility that's giving up your status, I am looking for you. Enjoy the harvest. Be well. Long reign, Hassani Dominion. So, as you all are left in your seats,
I don't know about y'all, but that last statement
Can I put
might have changed something.
Can I put my 2 cents?
Sure.
Sounds like a bunch of hypocrites to me.
Okay, that's all I say.
They are. But the nobility that have given up their status was the one that might change things.
Wulf is sort of just quietly looking down right now. Well, I'm not giving up my status, I'm just giving up my job. For now.
Yeah, but I don't know if he meant that as well.
Yes, it's a thought.
So I'm not too sure if you should be going with this. That's totally up to you.
Perhaps I'll stay back a bit, let you all have the conversation.
Probably would be safer.
Would be wise.
Wow, actually being wise.
Well, you all did yell at me after I beat up that guy in the tavern.
And we did. As we should.
The rest of you?
To make cloak on. Alright, well, I guess we have some business to do.
Yeah, it looks like he's waiting.
So, we go.
Aaron stands and rolls his sleeves up like halfway. He takes his jacket off and sets it down and asks Wulf to watch it.
Nice.
Alright then, let's go. You all begin walking towards Athan on the steps. The closer you get, the clearer you can see. The only way to describe his face is Voldemort-esque. His nose is very high set and open. There'll be a photo on the screen. But for you all, you've seen the image of him in our chats.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Very gross. Very, so Gith are goblinoid-ish, but they're like goblinoid mixed with humanoid, sort of. And he specifically is a Githyan Key. Wait, no, he's Gith Zedai, actually. So he's slender and very, like, amuscular. And as you all approach, he turns and, oh yes! A group of people coming to say hello.
Yes.
How can I help you?
Hold on. We heard that you were looking for a group of people to take a shipment down to Dizanth.
I am, yes, looking for a group of adventurers willing to put their neck out there.
And we are that group of adventurers who are interested in doing this, taking this job.
Alright, so, do you have experience traveling or taking things across country?
But we do have experience traveling, and a bit with taking things across the country.
Any experience in the Underdark?
Yes.
Right. You, it looks to Farron, who's kind of like standing a bit back. Oh, yes, actually, I have a bit of experience. grew up there and then left for a while, and yeah, I'm experienced. They know who I am. Atlas. I keep
Jay said
doing
that
that.
earlier too.
Their names are too similar. I really screwed myself there.
Yeah.
Atlan, like, looks a bit sideways. Right? Well, is this just the four of you?
We have another member, but they weren't feeling too well right now, so we had to leave them behind a bit.
Alright.
Drank a bit too much.
Their experience as well.
Yes.
And you! I can tell you're wise beyond your years.
No. No.
You think I'm wise?
Have we met?
I don't ever have the people I meet. Oh, you sound familiar to me.
That's not the point.
Is he like your... Like, is he like in your possession?
I'm not deaf.
Technically. He suffers a bit up there, but...
Oh, that's clear.
Yeah.
But I think he's capable. If not, we can just...
Well, the job offers 17,000 gold once completed. Meaning, if you make it to Dysant and back, I'll give you the 17,000 gold for all of you total. And then, potentially, we can strike up a contract. Where you are contracted adventurers for the Empire. All work comes through me. If you're here for long enough, perhaps the king would like to meet you. He prefers to deal in telling me what to do. Which I'm happy with, gives me work. Now, how did you all hear about this job? They have not begun advertising yet. Very few people are aware of it.
You know, word got around quickly. We just happened to have heard it.
Because they need to watch who I'm speaking to. They have larger mouths than they should. Well, there are a couple of things. I may send one or two more people with you, as I know that the road to Dysant beyond Facet can be troublesome with bandits. They should be qualified, but come back. How soon do you all want to depart?
As soon as you need us to.
Yesterday. I'm just joking. I would say take your evening, do what you need to do. Maybe tomorrow afternoon come back and I'll give you the shipment, get you all ready, and you can leave the following morning.
Sounds good.
Yeah? Alright, well, thank you. When you come back, simply come to the doors, speak my name, and I will be silent. Thank you.
Thank you.
And he sort of like closes his eyes, and his feet get picked up and are cross-legged, and he floats into the building. So you all are left with your.
I'm gonna turn to Farron. Why didn't you mention it?
I
You were going to.
honestly, I just kind of got to a point that with what Atlas has said, I don't know that I can trust him.
Yeah.
If I said something, how do I know they're not going to drag me in there and force more out to me than I'd like to give?
Smart. You actually use your brain.
It's better than yours. You were awfully quiet.
Oh, well, you know, I'm from around the area. I don't want them asking questions.
That's fair.
Maybe you have like a bad history with the Empire or something.
Sort of. No, I gave a really bad performance once and got chased out of town.
Sounds terrible.
I've only seen you perform badly once, so must have been a bad day.
Pretty bad.
So, with the rest of your evening, you all are free to. At this point, it's probably about. I said evening. I realize it's about like probably noon at this point,
Yeah.
and the festival has picked back up. So you all, I know that Rauva wanted to go back to the treasure trove at some point this afternoon. There is The festival is continuing. People are going on and seeming to be going back to games and drinks and partying. The festival closes at midnight. The plan for this evening, of course, is to go into the cellar. So, you all are free for the rest of your afternoon. Eat some lunch, whatever you wish to do. Change the music. So what would you all like to do?
And we're still at the festival, correct?
Currently.
Okay.
Or we have to go back to the cellar.
Anytime, really. The plan was to go this evening. So if you were going to go, like, I'd say evening is between the hours of probably maybe 5 and 9.
Is it now?
About noon. There was a lot of dead space between speaking.
Sometime maybe we should start reading our books in the bar or something.
I want to go check if the shop's open.
Baron will join you. You're going to go into the bar and start reading. And for you, Chuck,
He wants to just go around.
what kind of festival?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just make an investigation check. Heading back to the treasure trove, you arrive around the same time as the woman does.
Oh.
She unlocks the door and turns. Oh! Perfect timing. I just sent my daughter to sell the merchandise, so I can come back and repair, so you can come back anytime.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, you're looking for a weapon as she opens the door and guides you all in. Did you want me to help you with anything, or are you just going to shop around a bit?
Just gonna shop around a bit. If I need help, I'll ask.
Okay, I'll be behind the counter. I'm going to enjoy my meal back there.
Thank
You watch her go back, and she reaches under, and you hear like a humming sound, like a fridge.
you.
And she pulls out a meal and opens it up, and it looks to you like some sort of like fish and chips. She eats very loudly. She's old.
Nice.
So you're gonna walk around a bit. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Make an investigation check.
14.
You find that there's an assortment of sweet treats available for you to purchase. The games seem to have a higher stakes to them, like there's more money available to win.
What kind of games are we talking?
There's the hammer game you all played. There's a card game. There's a dice game. There looks to be like a dart throwing game, like popping balloons.
Chuck wants to go play the dart game.
Okay. Walking up, there is currently a very slender looking wood elf running the game. He's got like gross, greasy, black, slick back hair and very olive skin. He's looking up and like, "Oh, care to throw some darts?"
Yeah.
And he like goes like this, and you watch 3 darts appear in his fingers. 5 gold for 3 throws.
You a magician?
I prefer the term illusionist.
Why is your hair greasy? It looks very ugly.
He like slicks it back a bit again, like just the way I like it.
Oh,
You never been to Carney?
No. I don't know. Maybe
5 gold for the darts or not?
make it 3.
No.
1 gold each.
No.
I have my puppet here. Teach you a lesson if you don't give me 3 for 3. That's 3 for what?
You can either make a persuasion or an intimidation check.
No, 2023.
Nice. So as you look around a bit, there is an aisle specifically with weapons in it. There are hand axes, there are quarterstaves, there are full-size stabs. There's like a whole assortment of daggers. There are some that are like behind an arcane locked box that appear to probably be some sort of magical weapons. Looking through it, you see a dagger. There is some sort of sling. And then there looks to be like a short sword in that box. There is also I don't know. Every time I think about this, a section in the aisle where, like, you know, like the bat holders they have at like Walmart. It's like that, but with long weapons. So there's a couple of spears. There's an Ikulwa there. There's a halberd and a glaive.
Got the dagger in the case.
Okay, so you're gonna ask her for some help? Of course, dear. I'll be right around. She like stuffs like a whole fish in her mouth. And you watch as he sets it in this like looks like tartar sauce,
Hmm.
and then walks around leaving it in to soak a bit. He just wants to soak up that juice. For her cold fish. She walks around and reaches into her pocket and pulls out a very short wand, waves it, and taps on it. And you watch the arcane lock unlock, open. Alrighty. Pulls the dagger and hands it over to you. Let me pull up my ledger for her. It is like a pearlescent. And so, essentially, the way that I think about this... load, please. It's like... There we go. You know, like, whenever you have metal that shines off like a rainbow, but it's like stainless steel? It's like that. It is... She turns to you. This here is a dagger of... actually, no, it's not. It's wrong. This is a vicious dagger. So, it's a rare weapon. And when you roll a natural 20 on your attack with this 10 magic weapon, the target takes an extra 7 damage. So, say you attack this man here and gestures towards Faerun, and you're rolling a natural 20 for your attack roll. He'll take the 1d4 plus whatever your dexterity modifier is, plus your proficiency. Oh no, not that plus. Plus your dexterity modifier plus 7.
Goodness.
So, like, what's your dexterity modifier, dear?
A 2.
See, he would take, if you rolled a 4, you take 4 plus 9, so 13 damage on one slash with a dagger. But technically, it'd be 8 because it's double the dice. You roll 2 4s, so it's actually plus. It's actually still 13. What? Hold on. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 7 is 13. Yeah. 9.
It was 9.
16. I'm bad at math.
Very bad. I mean, how to do that too. Ooh. What else is in this case?
There's also a short sword and a sling.
Hey, look at the short sword as well.
Sure. Misspelled short sword. I'm looking at her ledger. This is. No, that's not it. It is. Oh, heck no. Alright, so this is a legendary item. Rather expensive. But a good one. It's called the Defender. So you get a +3 bonus to attack and damage. The first time you attack with the sword on each of your turns, you can transfer some or all of the sword's bonus to your AC. So instead of using the bonus on attacks, for example, you could reduce the bonus of your attack and damage rolls to +1 and get a +2 to your AC. That remains in effect until your next turn. So each turn, if you're gonna take a slash against Lily, right? You could just take a normal short sword attack and have a +3 to your AC automatically each turn that you choose to do that.
Wow.
So it's legendary.
You're crazy.
Oh.
There it goes.
Okay. Willing to part from the dagger for 100 gold. As for this short sword, right now my heart's telling me 250. If you could make an offer or a trade, that could go down a bit.
I definitely don't have enough for either. So I'll just look around a little bit more.
But if you need anything, if you change your mind, I'll be behind the counter.
Sick.
Usually fair in terms. What do you want?
Neither.
You don't want either of those.
My dad.
Alright then.
It's not for me. I can't do anything.
Sure, but you might have wanted some protection.
That's true, but I can't hold that.
Oh. I don't know what you got on you. I don't know what you're capable of. I know you're weak, but...
Which is why I wouldn't be able to hold it.
What do you... What kind of weapon does your father use?
Mostly traps. I don't remember him ever seeing him use a weapon, so that's why. I thought he might want one.
Interesting. Oh, there's these other weapons that are non-magical. I imagine they'll go for a lot less than that.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a magical one, you can't afford it, let me know. I can loan you a bit of gold.
No, sorry. I'm gonna look at the. I don't know what kind of weapons. What other are they like in sections or?
There's like a ranged weapon section, there's a melee weapon section, there's a long range, or there's a long weapon section.
Could I look at the like longer range? I guess.
Yeah, there's an assortment of bows.
Mm-hmm.
There are bows that are made of like carbon, sort of. Essentially compound bows. That you've never seen him use, but are a lot fancier than the bow he does carry, which is just like a piece of wood and a string.
Mm-hmm.
There are also like wooden bows that are carved with some sort of obvious work done on them. There are long bows and short bows, and a few crossbows as well.
I'll look at the wooden ones.
Okay. So, there are a couple of bows that are very like intricately carved, that have like very elaborate handles with grooves that would fit like the fingers into. There are others that are just like very clearly cut and cleaned and polished, normal sheets of wood. Some of the bows have a rounder section, and others are like flat
Interesting.
with a handle. One of them in particular is this very like mossy looking wood that is a flat, and then it has like a rubber grip on it.
Which is that one?
That one, because they're not in the magical, they do have like sort of tags on them. It's marked to be about 25 gold, it says.
I like it. I'll take it.
You take it up to her. Oh, the mossy oak. Sure, that'll be 25 gold.
Alrighty. Now that I can do.
Is there anything else I can get for you?
It's...
Rob was like, no,
No, now I am actually.
Well, I'm glad you came by. Thank you so much. Come back anytime. She grabs that piece out of the tartar sauce.
She let it soak for a minute.
She sucked on it before she did it. Think. What was your roll?
13.
No. 5 gold. 3 fills.
Fine.
Thank you. Throw it for you. Now, he sets down there. He like throws the arrows and they like get in front of you. If you can manage to pop 3 balloons of the same color, then you can either take half the pot of gold that I've got in my pants, or you get 1 free prize at the prize booth.
Try for the same color. Take what's in your pants. Wait.
The gold that's in your
Just ask. All you have to do is ask and buy me a dinner. Anyways. So, you can go ahead and try to make 3 attacks to try to pop the same 3 colored balloons.
3 attacks.
So what you'll do is you'll roll. Hold on, let me come over to your character, see if you're proficient in darts. You are proficient in darts. So what you can do is you can just roll. You see your dagger on your weapons. Go to actions.
Yep, got that.
You can just roll that +5.
So D20 is it?
Plus 5, yeah.
And am I gonna do it 3 times or?
Do it once first.
Okay. $13 for that person.
13 for the first?
Yes.
Okay. The first one, you throw it, and it manages to pierce just barely, like skirting into a white balloon.
Okay.
It does pop, but it just barely hit it.
Okay.
Alright, that's one. You like to go again?
Yes. Challenge an old man with a good time.
20. Dirty 20.
30, 20. This one, you throw it and it hits exactly in the center of another white balloon. Alright, you got one more. It's going to be a bit harder, I'm sure.
Never underestimate an old man like me. All my life.
It's an actual one, watch.
I would laugh.
Oh, close. Okay, it's 18.
You throw it and it goes and just barely catches the end of the last third of the third white balloon. He looks at you, alright then, you wanted what was in my pants.
Yeah. Unzip them pants.
He's to unzip. I'm joking. And he pulls his fanny pack around.
Oh, to tease. What, Chuck's like?
Chuck's,
Oh my
Just
god!
like-
Chuck's sexuality is ambiguous. So, he pulls out a bunch of gold and stacks it out, cuts it in half and throws half back in his fanny pack, slides the other half over to you. You can add to your gold. You can go ahead and add 50 gold.
Yay.
Jeez.
So, as Chuck gets his gold and you have finished your shopping, you're going to go read book. What book? Go ahead and make it a religion check. So it's a very thick book. Not really thick, thick like the content. Parts of it are hard for you to fully follow. What you do get out of it. Oh. You learn more of the things you kind of already knew about how Alma had put Shivari down.
That farm upstate.
Yeah, evil. So in a village in the Magpie Forest, farm state. You learn more about the book. Starts off talking a lot about that Shivari before she was Shivari was Gretchen von Francis, an archmage, a human, who lived in the Magpie Forest and was called during the time of the Divine Calling to serve as a Master Arcanist on the Council of the Divine. She was revered for her understanding of the arcane arts and their connections to one another. She definitely understood how, evocation, abjuration, illusion, they all connected and weave together. She was married to another deity named Krull. She and Krull would travel across Albastia, not just Twin Arfeg, but everywhere, in search of knowledge. And they would work to find the new findings of the world. They were present during the time of the War of Flame on Viridia, and neglected to do anything about it as they felt it was beyond their control. At least that's what everyone is told. Eventually the pair started to grow darker and darker, began missing out on council meetings to feed their lust for power and knowledge. And Shivari, in that search, felt that Krull was holding her back. And so Gretchen, at the time, slaughtered her husband, which, according to this book, is likely what started her curse. And that's about where you end after your time of reading.
Finish reading the entire book or select a portion?
You're like a quarter through it with a 10.
Was that like an hour or so?
Yeah. What?
I'll spend another hour. Well, I'll just spend the rest of my time reading until they come back.
Okay, then before I come back to you, what are you doing after you finish playing the game?
I'm just, of course, with my winnings, I go up and just get sweets. What kind of sweets?
There are like, there's like bear claws. There are like pastries, like you could probably get like a cupcake or something, or you can get like a bunch of candied apples.
All right, okay. So
Cake.
basically, I get plenty of pastries, but I say to myself,
So many pastries for all my friends.
How much of the money are you gonna spend on it?
about like 20 gold.
You have roughly with 20 gold, probably about 30 portions of various pastries.
We'll do like the 30 portions, and then how much are candy apples?
I think
Good
so. There
job.
was 3 silver, right?
Okay, so Chuck will get himself a candy apple pastries for the entire one.
Okay.
So 23 gold.
Yeah. No, 20 gold and 3 silver.
Ah.
See, it'd be 20.3 gold. I don't know if they'll let you do that for that.
Let's go with 21.
Okay.
I'll just do extra.
So,
Okay, I removed 21 and got all this.
and after the treasure trove,
I guess I just wanna. I'll say. So I read a bit of your journal,
right then.
and I have some questions.
Of course you do. I sent this like right after you walked out. He gestures towards the bench, kind of where you guys had sat that one night, because it's relatively the same area of town. Shall we sit and have a conversation? Wow, steak. What would you like to talk about?
How did you meet Atlas?
So before we have this, I'm gonna go ahead and have her make her roll. Do another religion check. Yeah, you try to read a bit more, and you bore yourself. Nothing else really comes out of it. But you do see a picture of Gretchen, and make a history check real quick.
17.
Looks familiar, probably from that card that Rauva showed you. Well, I met Atlas sort of by accident. We met in, I believe it was in Facet. I'd stumbled across the bar after a bit of, probably maybe 6 months of wandering the wilderness, and decided I needed a good drink. So I stopped in and then saw this tall-looking high elf sitting at a table and talking to no one. Thought nothing of it, of course. So I walked up and got an ale or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And then I sat down myself in one of the booths in the back. And then as I was sitting, I did notice, despite my drunken stupor, that this high elf was looking at me regularly. And then suddenly I could hear something like tickling in my brain. And then I just heard, "Let's talk." And so I verbally and loudly said, "Who wants to talk to me?" At which point Atlas walked over and sat down and took his fedora off. He's very noir. And yeah, that's sort of it. He's an interesting man.
Thank you for the door, man.
I'm not sure why he wanted to talk to me. He watched me walk into a bar, buy 6 beers, and then sit down. I don't know what intrigued him so much. There were probably 6 other drow in there. I didn't tell him who I was for almost a year.
She looked a little goofy that night.
I don't look goofy. I only look good. My hair was a bit longer and I did have a bit of a beard growing. Oh, I mean, that's it. Why? Why is that so important to you? Of all the things in the journal, that's what mattered to you.
Yes.
Let's see back.
Don't say that to me. Please don't say that. Take that back.
It's like,
Okay, good. Interesting.
are there any other questions? That's it. Alright. What now? Why'd you take your ring off for that? He's gonna make an insight check.
No! I put it up already.
It was before you were putting it on. It's a natural 4.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, you don't know what his insight bonus is. It'll be like a 12.
Like a 2.
Actually, it's a 7.
No, it's not.
It is a 7. He got an 11, which I don't think is going to beat your either deception or persuasion check.
Do I get to choose?
Yep, whichever one's a fact. If you're deceiving or you're being honest.
Oh.
You don't have to announce it.
Oh. That. 19. 21.
Okay, well, yeah. Alright then. What's next?
I don't know.
Should we catch up with the others?
Sure.
Making your way back to the King's Hall. I assume you're going to do the same after buying your sweets.
Yes, sir.
Everyone gathering back at the King's Hall. You see Lily almost drooling as she's like trying to read this book.
I'm also like drinking.
Her face is like empty.
Oh.
The bar is full of people, all partying and drinking and having a good time. As you all enter, is there anything you wish to do?
Damn.
Wow.
Oh,
You
try.
have a seat.
Mhm.
Give another drink.
Wulf walks down from upstairs. Now with you all. He'd been upstairs taking a nap.
Nice.
Any conversation you wish to have? Now that you're sort of away from people.
I got you all pastries.
Oh! I do love a good pastry.
Yes, here's the bag. Take what you want.
Yes. Oh, combo. Can I say what cards? Or cards?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like wipe my before I touch them. I'm gonna pick Gretchen and the book, the picture. I'm gonna put them side by side. Look at this.
Yeah. I read about this.
Ugh. Negative and everything. Well, whatever.
I'm glad you know now. I'll pick up the card with that. Very good.
What's going on over there? I'm confused.
Gretchen is Shivari.
Oh. So what are her specialties?
Ah. Making me go back. The time. This is a lot longer than I thought it was.
The notes you took?
Yeah. Necromancy, illusion, conjuration, and her specialty is chaos magic.
It seems to make sense.
It really does.
Weird that she kills her husband for power.
More power to her. Get it.
You're not funny.
Pretty hard.
I'm curious if she like absorbed his like
Life force.
right.
Probably.
The book said that she got cursed afterwards.
Maybe he was cursed. Maybe she ate his curse. She's like,
That
nom
curse?
nom.
Is that you just eat it? Chuck, what did you eat?
I don't know what I even ate. Oh, what are you talking about? A candy apple? I ate a candy apple.
So, you ate a candied apple.
Oh, it's spreading.
You feel chaos in your veins. No different than you usually do.
I feel relaxed.
Did you smoke a doobie?
What is that? Is that a weed?
Yes.
I haven't done those types of drugs in a long time. I remember my cellmate and I used to share a little.
Cellmates.
Yeah, in prison.
So you were prisoner or
Yeah.
janitor?
Yeah, both. I was a janitor trying to earn my freedom. Remember? All I know is that my cellmate, he was a cool guy. We figured out how to work chaos. What was that?
How would you like can we believe?
I don't.
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wild magic, that's what it was. Anyway. Yeah, we plotted a way to escape prison. A good friend. Too bad he gotta die. Anyway,
Did you kill him?
no.
Okay, good.
I think it was the other guys in the other cell. We're all plotting a big escape, and then that's when I'm just, for some reason, I'm like, ah.
Again. What? Wolves. Ew. It's probably around 4. It's the earliest possible hours of the evening. What time do they want to head to the mansion on a hill?
Pretty soon, because it takes about 3 hours to get there.
Right.
Yeah. Where do we park the cart?
Outside.
I need to steal those ales from the basement. Well,
We'll have to figure out how to get it out of the basement first.
be the gotten somehow.
That's a fair point. Maybe we can like shrink it down.
Don't worry, I got it.
I don't think you lift your own weight. I might have to help you down the stairs or the ladder.
Do you?
I do.
Give it a shot. He walks up.
Alright, get ready to feel this pain. Wait. That was a 3.
A hit? He's in your face. It hits. It'll hit. He's like letting you hit him.
And there's no damage.
So you guys watch as Rauva just sort of like into his chin, and he's still smiling. Are you going to hit me?
Oh, that was just a fluke. That'll be a 14.
We'll hit again. This time she like makes an angry face and hits his cheek, and he just stays smiling. That's what I thought.
Good God, that's pathetic.
Nope.
I'll have to take her to the gym sometime and maybe buy her some weights and a pull-up bar, maybe.
I can do one of those.
How many noodle arms with us?
Wolf kind of like flexes a little bit.
Oh, look at the little short guy. At least he's trying.
Well, should we load up the cart and head out then? It's more like you're like brushing like crumbs off his cheek or something. You're just like, are you flirting with him?
No.
Well, does anyone have anything else they wish to do? Anything else they wish to buy? Anything else they wish to drink? Anything else they wish to eat?
Nah.
All right. Should we load up then? He walks out to the cart and he puts his chaps back on, puts his vest back on, throws the coat into the little hideaway thing, grabs his hat and puts it back on. Whistles for his horse to come over. All right then. Off we go.
You're ridiculous.
Why?
She's gonna get on her horse.
Yeah. And we'll pick up there next time. So, thank you guys for joining us. We hope you'll join us again next week. Next time we venture back into Albastia.